Full court, we roll, game on, take control. Full court, we roll, game on, take control. Randy in the mix, you know it's a fix. Coach Ed rips, strategies to blitz. Man cave vibes, never throwing a dime. Fast breaks and swerves, rhythms in time. City lights shining, crowd on the rise. East Coast beat, feel the verse surprise. Dribbling dreams, hustle hard, no regrets. Welcome to the court, it's your move, place bets. Neck diff Randy got the crowd so hyped. Coach that guy and every play's in sight. From the block to the three, every shot's on point. Man cave energy, we ain't gonna disappoint.
Oh, but I'm not afraid. I'm still tipsy and you better use it. I'm so wicked for the Mac. The lights are wide across to break my love.
What is going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in today for episode number 14 of the Real Full Court Press Sports Show with me, Coach Ed, my man Cave, and we'll have others joining in a little bit. But it's good to be back. I know we've been out for a little while, so but hey, we're back, ready to talk about the W. Got a lot going on. There's some good times going on in the W. But before I get into that, let me tap in with my brother, Man Cave. How you doing today, bro?
And I'm feeling good, man. And like you said, man, it's great to be back on here, the Full Court Press, talking about the WNBA and showing the ladies some love because, the WNBA's been doing good, man, ever since, over the last couple of years, but they really, at an all-time high right now. I'm watching the games, man. The games are real competitive, man, high-scoring games and stuff like that, man. These girls are really, really coming to play and ball out there, man. This is not your mom and pop girls from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This is real ballers out here, man. So I'm happy about that, man, and happy to be back, especially with you, man. Welcome back, my brother, Coach Ed, man. Good to see you and stuff like that, talking what you love to talk about, WNBA.
Exactly, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. So, and everyone out there, thanks for tapping in. Make sure, you tap in, join in the chat. Hit the like button for today's episode. Hit it on Man Cave's channel. Next Shift Randy. Leaf should be here soon. Hit it on his. The Hardcore Sports Network. The Aboriginal Sports Network, as well as my channel. So make sure you hit the like button on all our channels to get it out into the algorithm and help the channel grow. Subscribe to everyone and hit the notifications so you know when we post new content. Make sure you share on all social media platforms. Let's continue to get this out there. So really appreciate you guys. This is a show for all of us, man. Not just us sitting here as content creators, but you, the fans, because we all love talking about the W. So I'm going to tap into the chat real quick. What's up, Lou? Thanks, man. Definitely hit the like button, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Gideon, thanks for being here. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. And that's you. So, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the WNBA. So a lot going on right now in the WNBA. So WNBA right now is going to be expanding. They already expanded this year with the Valkyries, Golden State Valkyries. Next year, Toronto and Portland are coming in. So that'll be 3 new teams coming in within these 2 years. And then in 28, 29, and 30, you'll have 3 more teams. So by the time 30 comes around, we'll have 18 teams, man. That's an all-time high, too, because previously it was up to 16 years past in the WNBA. So we're going up to 16, and you see right there on the little map, you got it all over the place. So I really appreciate that. So, but how do you feel, and what's your thoughts about that, and how do you feel about the league expanding going forward right now with the Valkyries and then going forward with the other teams?
And that it shows you the growth of the league, man. That's what it shows you, man. That they can handle this many teams and stuff like that. And, and quiet as kept, man. Those are like, 3 coming with the next couple, another 3. But there have been some others that got rejected. So it was like more teams, more people put bids in and stuff like that. So more teams wanted to come. So that shows you the growth of the league. and that means the league is doing real well and it's going to do even better going into the future. And like you said, you can just look at the college basketball world, man. There's more stars coming up.
Mhm.
So, hey, for more stars, there's going to be more, more is needed. And like I said, man, you look at the expansion teams that's coming. Toronto next year, that's a great market. That's a Canadian market. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's a big plus. Then you got Portland, the Pacific
Mhm.
Northwest. You know what I'm saying? So that's another big one, just like the Golden State Valkyries and stuff like that. And then you look at the three new teams coming. A couple of those teams is already here before, which is great, man. When you see the
Mhm.
resurrection with the Cleveland, I don't know if they're going to be the Rockers, the Detroit
Yeah.
Shock. I don't know if they're going to be the Shock. They might come with new names, but it's great to see those teams like reincarnate again, man. I mean, me personally, like I said, I love that. The
Mhm.
other two teams that I would love to see, even though I know that's not happening right now, would it be the Sacramento Monarchs and the Charlotte Sting? But I'm happy with Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, man. That shows great. The league is expanded and making more money and stuff like that. And then the WNBA is growing like I said, they even got a league pass. So that tells you they're
Mhm.
growing as a league, which is a great thing for the women. And also is going to add more roster spots and more jobs. That's the most
Exactly.
important thing for these girls can stay home and make some money.
Mhm. All right, we got another brother, our other brother, Leaf, tapped in. What's up, Leaf? How you doing, man?
Yo, coach, you get me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's
What's
good, bro?
going on, coach? What's going on, Cave? Appreciate
Good.
y'all, man. Had to get out of this rain real quick, man. I'm doing my farewell tour in Brooklyn, man. I'm leaving in another week. I'm relocating.
Oh, okay, bro.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay, bro.
Good luck.
Congrats, bro. I hear you, bro.
yeah. Appreciate it, man. I got to get a whole new setup and everything. It's gonna take me a little bit, but I'm gonna be back at it. But
Mhm. Mhm.
uh,
Okay.
I guess in terms of the expansion,
Mhm. Mhm.
I guess we kind of seen this coming. I heard Portland and Toronto was
Mm-hmm.
coming sooner than later, so I'm guessing that'd be the Portland Fire, and I don't know what the Toronto name would be,
Mhm.
but I'm
Mhm.
definitely looking for Cleveland Rockets, Detroit Shock. I'm
Mhm.
definitely looking for that, man. That old school tandem.
Mhm.
To me, this thing ain't complete until you bring the Houston Comets back.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Like
Like the
I'm
old
like
school team.
let's just crack the elephant in the room right now. This thing ain't complete until we till the Houston Comets come back.
Mhm.
4 straight championships,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and this team ain't been heard from or mentioned since what, the late 2000s. Come on, man. This ain't
Mhm.
this is one of the last dynasties probably in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, if you really want to keep it 100, man, like, I mean, we seen teams win 3, we seen teams win 2, but I mean, come on, 4 in a row,
Exactly.
come on,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Exactly. No, bro, I'm with you there. But I was when I was hearing expansion, Houston was one of the ones that I always thought was going
Mm-hmm.
to be coming back. Look, they won the 4, like you said, they won the first 4,
Yeah.
and Cynthia Cooper, Tina
And the
Thompson. I mean, come
Thompson.
on, all those great players there, and it's just like, I get, Cleveland, Detroit. I even kind of get Philly, but when you threw in Portland, I was just like, I could have, expected Houston. You
Mm-hmm.
already got one team there in Dallas, so make it easier.
All
Right
right.
there on on the southern, a southern part of the country. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, I mean, I'm going to think it's probably more about money. Somebody putting more money into the equation.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
we'll see. But I'm with you guys too. Houston, I'm like, yeah, man, Houston should have been one of the first ones to
Yeah,
come
man.
back. So but hey, I like the fact that you bring Cleveland Black back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they back in the day they were decent.
The Rockers. Yeah.
Detroit, I mean, they were the shock. They won the championship there, so it was just like, and I love the fact that you're getting Philly. I'm sorry, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of
Because now
course.
that gives you Connecticut, New York, Washington, along with Philly. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's that close proximity, competition, eventually down the road, hopefully develop rivalries. It's like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, beautiful. And I was watching one young lady, and she said she was like, "Y'all can't." Oh, Sophia Cunningham. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, Miami would have been a good spot. Ask your players; they would have loved to play down in Miami. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. You put a team in Miami, I think that would have been, a good spot for it.
You already know what their name is gonna be.
What?
Miami
The Miami
Soul.
Soul. Soul. That's what their
Yeah,
name would be,
Miami
like the
Soul.
heat.
Oh,
Right.
that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about
like they
them.
yeah Miami Soul.
Yeah,
They had the
yeah,
Orlando. They had the Orlando.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What was it? They had the Orlando
yeah.
Miracle. Orlando
Miracle.
Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. But my Florida would have been a perfect spot, man. Plus it gives Atlanta somebody close in closer proximity than
Mm-hmm.
maybe Washington. So, but hey, you know, Missioner and their board. I gotta trust that they know what they're doing. But
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I
I
love
mean,
the.
while we on the subject of the expansion, just the expansion as a whole, I
Mhm.
gotta say, shout out to our girl, Miss Kayla Thornton, man. She ain't doing too bad out there for the what's that, the
Mhm.
Valkyrie team. I
The
mean,
Mhm.
like they
Valkyries.
yeah, and we miss her a great bit along with Lainey Hamilton, along with JJ. I ain't gonna lie, we've been on a skid lately. We gonna get to,
Mm-hmm.
We're
but
gonna get to all that. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
but shout out to the Golden State Valkyrie, man. I mean,
Mhm.
I thought they was gonna fold it all in and probably go for Juju, but it seemed like they
Yeah.
got some type of team going, man. Shout out to them in their first
Yep.
year.
Yep, and
Yeah.
we gonna touch that too, because that's one of the things that we're gonna talk about on the agenda. So definitely, I agree with you. Shout out to them. So but um, this expansion, I love this whole concept, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, man. I'm just and Cave, you said it best. It opens up more roster spots and more opportunities for women to stay home and play here in the United States. And then whatever happens down with the unrivaled, you know what? Women's basketball here in the college games just it's at a beautiful point. So,
Mm-hmm.
expansion, love it. I'm looking forward to it all the way down to for the next 5 years. So, shout out to the W for that. So, but what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our next subject matter. And we're going to talk about the All Star. And we're going to talk about the captains and
Mm-hmm.
then the All Star starters and the selection, how your captains are choosing the team. So,
Mm-hmm.
the captains are Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier. They've
Mm-hmm.
had the most votes. So, I can't argue with that, you know.
Right.
Um, but what's your thoughts on Caitlin Clark and Nafisi Collier being named the captains?
I mean, I really don't have a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Nafisa, to me, like I said, next to Asia, her and Asia like right there for the MVP anyway. They're the top two players, you know what I'm saying, like that. So Nafisa being a captain is a great thing. Caitlin Clark, I know she was going to be there eventually, you know what I'm saying, with
Mm-hmm.
all the popularity and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying, it is about getting vote getting right. So it is about the
Mm-hmm.
fans of getting the vote. So she probably got the most votes, you know what I'm saying? So I knew she was going to be like the captain, but if it's her or Asia Wilson or those three, and I don't care. That I don't have a problem with it, man. It's great
Okay.
for the women's game.
What about you, Leaf? What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I think it's granted. I mean, Nafisa Collier, ever since last year, at the finals and everything that happened, she been playing like her head's on fire. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie to you, man. Like this, if she ain't the best player in the league, man, like she damn near getting there. So I mean, it's just rightfully earned for sure. As far as Caitlin Clark goes, I mean, obviously she's getting a LeBron treatment. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, like Middle America is on board with this. I mean, and she had 700,000 votes last year, and she
Mm-hmm.
damn near doubled it this year. So I mean, that was kind of granted. So when she
Hmm.
when she went out with that injury, the league went down 42% in attendance. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then when she came back, just so given it was against us at the day after the Indiana Pacers lost game 4 in Indiana to whatchamacallit. I pretty much knew what the jig was, but I mean, I mean, it's a given.
Right.
Look, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think they're gonna still have this, this pick your team system for as long as possible. I mean, they doing pretty much the same thing they did for the team LeBron and team Steph type of thing. So that's all
Right.
right for right now. I guess, man. I mean, the NBA. Listen, what I will say is they All-Star game is way more competitive than the NBA's.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly. So, gonna take a moment. I just want to tap back into the chat. What's up? What's that? Who's that?
Drew.
This Drew. Yeah. What's up,
Yeah.
Drew? Man, how you doing, man? Okay, with Philly getting teams as they never win. I love that word. I love that word, Drew. Yeah, there you go. As long as they don't trade for Plum, just mess with.
Just to mess with Darren
Just to
Waller.
mess with Dan Waller. I love
As
that,
long as they
man.
never win like most Philly teams. I mean, listen, why you playing the Eagles have been on the up and up. The Eagles have been taking off the slack, man, for the piss poor play of the 76ers, as far as I know in Philly. So
Mhm.
I've been to
Mm-hmm.
Philly like a couple of times, man. Like, listen, Philly fans ain't as violent as they used to be, man, because the Eagles won. Like, so the Sixers is
Mhm.
off the hook for the minute. So.
Yeah. What's up,
Ghost.
Ghost? Yeah, what's up, Peace, man? Salute to you. The wild fumble was wild. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting there, but yeah, getting back into the format. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, they have captains, and then they're gonna pick teams. So my guess is Caitlin Clark is gonna go first since she had the most votes, and then goes back and forth. Now, with that, they're gonna pick the starters.
Mhm.
And the top 10 were voted in. And it's, of course, Caitlin Clark, Collier, Aaliyah Boston, Paige Beckers, a rookie, Alicia Gray, Sabrina Ionescu, Nneka Ogumuke, Satu Sabali, Brianna Stewart, and Aja Wilson. So they're going to be picking from that. So it's going to be
Mhm.
interesting, who Caitlin is she going to go with her teammates right off the bat? Is she going to go with Aaliyah Boston or does she go with Aja Wilson?
He's right.
Yeah. So, but I'm intrigued to see that. So that was the biggest drop in 2023. Definitely wasn't.
Well,
But yes.
I would venture to say that if Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is on the same team again, they gonna ball out. They gonna ball out. I said if they ever get on the same team,
Mm-hmm.
that's the end of the league to me, bro. Like, so, I mean, I'm like they should be able to run through the league like a knife through butter. So
Yeah. Well, the only thing is Angel Reese wasn't picked as a starter, so I don't know how the reserves are handled. So, but
By the
we'll see.
coaches.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I'm not really sure. So right now I'm thinking Caitlin is probably going to go with either Leah or Aja. That's how I see it. So, because when you look at the rest of the roster, those are the two centers. Aaliyah
Mhm.
Boston and Aja Wilson. So, Brianna is
yeah,
forward, Satu's kind of a forward, Nneka's a forward, Sabrina's I mean, I said Stewart is she's a forward. Sabrina is
right.
a guard. Uh, um, Alicia Gray is a swing. She's a wing, but she can play guard.
Mhm.
Paige is a
I
guard.
think,
So
Neca.
yeah,
yeah.
so
I
but
think I think Stewie is definitely a forward.
yeah, she's a
Mhm.
forward. So I mean, if Leaf, if you're who do you think Caitlin Clark is going to start with? Honestly,
I think she might start with her hometown homie. That's Aaliyah
Aaliyah.
Boston. Aaliyah
Yeah.
Boston has been playing lights
Mm-hmm.
out. For
Mm-hmm.
sure, man. They've been giving her the ball a lot more. Her and Mitchell, they have been picking up the slack a lot in the games where Caitlin Clark is not. Not going crazy, and she
Mm-hmm.
had turnovers, and I'm seeing a lot of what they bring and how they help out. How they basically pick her up when she's down. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So Aaliyah Boston
Mhm.
has definitely turned into everything that she was in South Carolina. So um
Mm-hmm.
So she's having a phenomenal year. So I venture to say that Caitlin's gonna pick Aaliyah Boston first.
Okay, what
Mhm.
about you, Leaf? Who do you think she's gonna go with?
Uh, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Caitlin, you might have to go with Asia Wilson, man, because I don't know you want to put Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier together, bro. That's torture right there. That's torture right there, bro.
Good point.
I'm telling you, oh my God, the two MVPs, man, on the same team at the big spots, man, and they could run that floor, man. Wow.
Mm,
Listen, it is like Lisa, that's a tough call because I don't know you don't want to shade your teammate, you know what I'm saying, Aaliyah Boston, but
mm-hmm.
it's like, man, I'll probably go with Asia Wilson and pick Asia Wilson first. But hey, I could see her she pick Aaliyah Boston, which has she's been doing work. But man, Nafisa Kai and Aaliyah Boston, I mean Asia Wilson be crazy, bro.
Even Nafisa and Aaliyah is tough, man.
Yeah.
I think
That
I
is,
think I think Nafisa with anybody is tough, and on
yeah.
Yeah.
this ballot, I mean, but I mean with Nafisa, I have to agree with Cave. With Nafisa and Asia on the same team, you got the number one and the number two best players in the league, on the same team. I mean, I don't know how you deal with that right there, but at the same time. I don't think she's gonna leave Aaliyah Boston out to dry. I
Right.
mean,
That's tough. That's
that
tough.
is
It
a tough
is.
call.
It is a tough call because it's like
I don't
you.
know. Maybe they should go back to East versus West and then just do it that way, man. I'm like
Well,
these vote this.
who's gonna get one? Are they gonna do a coin toss or they just gonna Caitlin gonna get the
I,
first pick?
what I really don't know. I'm just going based on the fact that Caitlin Clark got the most votes.
Right. I
So
know.
I'm
If
figuring because she got the most votes, she's going to go first. So it could be a coin flip. Hey, you
if
know.
I'm Caitlin, I want the coin toss.
But even if she wins the coin toss, she's still
That
going to
was
have the same
right.
crowd vote.
I know,
I
but at
think
least with the
Caitlin
coin
Clark
toss,
would
you can.
probably go first just off the strength of votes, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and the game is in Indianapolis too. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
so
about that.
so
Yeah.
if she does pick Asia first, I venture to say that Nafisa will probably go. We'll probably go with Aaliyah Boston, but I mean,
You're gonna have to because look, there's no other centers on there. I mean, NECA is not a center. She's a
right,
four.
right.
So
Right.
Stewie can play center, but she's really not a forward. I
And
mean,
Sabli's a
a
forward.
center. Yeah. So I'm looking at. I'm just like,
Sably is a forward. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna pick this. It seems like the WNBA slowly they not really doing it right now, but they slowly starting to go to that positionless ball. I can
Yeah.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's little by little. You can see it, bro. It's gonna take that one player to like really break that whole mold of like positionless basketball, and the W were wide open because I mean even
Mm-hmm.
though they run the same sets, I think these girls are like the women's evolution in sports is evolving year after year after year after year. It's evolving quickly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like flows in hip hop music, bro. Your flow gets old every 60 seconds, and then you got a new flow, and then now you got to run with that. You know, so
True.
I mean,
True.
we got to like the W is going to evolve like these next 10 years, and in with the expansion teams coming in, man, it's going to be crazy to really see how far women's basketball has come.
And
Hmm.
that's the beauty of it, and that's what's so exciting. So so I'm looking forward to the All Star. Especially have the selection and then the game on the 19th. So definitely going to be an exciting time. So, but we're going to move on to the next subject, and Miss Angel Reese. She recently made history. This past week, she's the Eastern Conference woman of the week. So kudos to her. And basically, her last four games, she's averaging 15 and 15 or 15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no one else has ever done that in the history of the WNBA. So, kudos to her. She just posted against Los Angeles 24 points and 16 rebounds. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, becoming the first player in league history to tally at least 15 rebounds in 4 consecutive matchups. So, and this was her 36th career double-double. So, and she's done this in 50 WNBA games. Think about that.
Right.
More than half of her games have been double doubles. So,
Mm-hmm.
people can make fun of, her and, belittle her, whatever. You don't have to like her, but she's a dog, man. She goes out there and she works her hind part off, number one for getting those rebounds. At times, I'm going to be honest. She reminds me of Ben Wallace and a little bit of Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman, the way she goes after the rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
But what's you guys' thoughts on her right now and her accomplishment right now in becoming the player of the week and right there with the 15 rebounds on 4 consecutive games.
I mean, the most important part about this run is that it's leading to wins now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has gotten off to a very, very poor start. They struggled early on in the season. It was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times they was getting the hell beat out of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. These games was getting ugly, and they were getting ugly bad, bro.
Right.
Like I've seen national TV games. Indiana has mopped the floor with them time and time again. We've mopped the floor with them time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
Every team has mopped the floor with them time and time again. But Angel Reese has she's kept her head. I mean, she's done a lot of stuff to rub people the wrong way. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, but she's kept her head and get out there. And she's playing her game. A lot of her game is hustle, get on the boards, and do a lot of the dirty work. Be play in the open floor. She doesn't. She's not somebody that you have to run sets for. She could just
Mm-hmm.
get it and go. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like she's one of those just high motor players. And that's what she's always been on all levels of basketball since high school, college, now in the pros. She's been that, and she's still showing that. But yeah, definitely, she's definitely
Mm-hmm.
racking up the numbers for sure. So I mean, everybody likes to get on it when Caitlyn does it, man. I mean, I don't see no problem when Angel Reese does it. So
What
Yeah.
about you, Cave? What's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
man. I'm same thing with Leaf on that, man. She's been doing it since high school, college. It's just more to me is more amazing because she's doing it at this level, at the WNBA level, against players her size and stuff like that. And she's out rebounding these folks, man. And like you said, she does remind me of Dennis Rodman. Like that's her niche, getting them rebounds, like a double double, man. She's always good for a double double. She might not score the points, she might have 8 points, but she might have 17 rebounds. So, like I said, like your coach always told you, you got to do something on the court. If you ain't scoring, you got to do something else, and that's what she's doing. She's getting them, hitting them boards, and getting her team second chance opportunities, as well as getting fouls. And like Lee said, man, it's leading to wins now. And like I told you early in the season, they're a point guard away from really like doing something because, like I said, they got the
Mm-hmm.
bigs. They just don't have that lead guard. Somebody like an Alicia Gray or something like that, or somebody like the Bulldog. You know what I'm saying, Dejanay Carrington or somebody like that to run the team. They need a aggressive point guard. That's what they're missing because I know what's name got hurt for the season, right, Van Vandersloot, but she was old anyway. And Haley Van Lith is a young guard, but she's finding her
Mm-hmm.
footing too, so she's not really ready like that. But like I said, the bigs, like I said, Angel Reese, like I said, she's come on strong, man. Like I said, she's played like this all last year anyway, so it is not surprising and stuff like that. But I'm happy for her accomplishment. But 15 plus rebounds, like for the last 4 or 5 games, whatever stuff, that's a great accomplishment. And I could see her keep on doing it because it comes easy, it comes natural to her. You know what I'm saying? This is effortlessly.
Drew, I want to address this comment right here. 3 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, and then 8 me-bounds. And for those of you who don't understand what that means she shot it, missed it, and she's getting her own rebounds. But let me explain something to y'all. This wasn't put into play. This didn't come into play until the great Moses Malone did this. Moses Malone was a master at doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And he would purposefully.
so I heard about him.
He would purposefully. He would say, "Hey, I needed a rebound to be able to get my double." He would purposely, and he could easily just go up and score.
Miss
He
shots,
would miss it and then go and get the rebound and then go right back up. So I get it. I understand. Some people may not like it, but this has been going on for the longest while. This is not. She may
Moses
have coined the
used to do
phrase.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So it's like, yo, I get it, but why are we killing her when someone who's a Hall of Famer, an all-time great, an NBA champion has done this. And this is way
Okay.
before her.
Okay. All right. So now it's confirmed. Now we got listen. I'm glad you confirmed this because you've been around long enough to know. I
Yes.
don't know too much about Moses, man. I like Moses. Was before my time, man. I like
Oh
my
yeah, I
rebounding.
watched Moses, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my rebounding years was mostly I came in late Rodman in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, Ben Wallace, Dwight, those
Mm-hmm.
type of players, man. But I
Mm-hmm.
was told that Moses used to do this. I ain't believe it
Mm-hmm.
before, but now
Yes, he did. He used to do
Yeah,
that
he did.
purposefully, and it's like, and I heard stories that there were guys who used to. I've heard stories about Wilt Chamberlain used to do stuff like that back in
oh
the
man.
60s and 70s. I'm like, I didn't know. I don't know. I never saw him play. So, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but my point being, this has been around in basketball. Players do this, but we vilify her, for the knee bounds, and people don't like it because it's padding your stats. But players have padded their stats in all sports, whether it's basketball, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, but I get it, I
Oh
understand.
man.
So,
Yeah,
but hey,
but you know what that means though, right?
what's up,
You know
Pat?
what that means? That means that shows that she has a quick second
Yes,
jump, and it also shows that the other players are lazy on defense. They're not trying to go for the rebounds. They're not boxing out. That's not her fault. That
watch her
means you're not
game.
playing. That means you're getting your lunch taken.
Look.
That's what it means. You're getting your lunch
Not
taken.
the funniest thing about this is on Instagram.
Uh,
There was a
a
group
skit.
it
Yeah, I
was no
know.
no there was a group of kids that was making money, making parlays off of her missing her first shut. It's
Uh,
a group of young boys they call Stadium Live app. She filed a cease and desist
right.
to take down that parlay. And because they would what they did was they would put her streams, they would put her videos up of her missing the shot live, and they would cheer like crazy. Yes, go, she missed the shot, and she signed a
Right.
cease and desist. She signed a cease and desist right after she did the Me Bounds thing.
Hmm.
She did the copyrighted the Me Bounds thing. And so
Hmm.
you know what they did? They just blocked her out on the screen. Obviously, they're showing Chicago Sky games. They just blocked her out, put a black screen over her, and where they still started making money off of her parlays when she misses the
Mm-hmm.
first shot. So, oh man, it's kind of crazy, man. I know people is having fun with it,
Yeah.
online about her missing the shots, but this,
Right.
I listen. I mean, the stat pattern. I'm not the. I kind of poo poo it, man, because I swear LeBron James has been doing it for 22 years of his basketball career, but. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean,
To
I don't know,
me,
man.
they all do it. But Drew, this is a fair argument. Moses shooting at 57, she's at 39. But my thing is too, this is only her second year. It's actually a year and a half. She's not even in a full 2 years. And Moses, I'm talking about his whole career. So look, you can not like her game, you can not like her doing that. I understand. But my point being is let's watch her game continue to develop and see. Now if you're telling me she's a career 39% shooter for her whole career, then it's a different discussion. But if she continues to improve as her career goes, then you know what? Then we have to let's ease back a little bit and at least show her a little bit of respect. Because you know what? Like Kay just said, that's players also being lazy. I mean, I've seen plenty of times where she's come from the top of the circle, the free throw circle, down the lane to get a rebound. That's hustle. So I get it. I understand you may not like, and she's not an efficient shooter. That's fair. I will not argue that. But I also want to see her get better. And I want to see her continue to get better. And that's my whole thing with her. So, hey, the reason why I brought that up with Moses Malone, because I've heard people say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
she's cheating. It's not. Well, Moses Malone has done it. My point being is players have done it. Now, again, let's see her game grow, and that's the biggest thing. If her game grows, hey, but if it doesn't, Hey, you want to crucify her and criticize her game? Hey, that's fair too. I can't argue
I
with
don't know.
that. So,
I don't know if Den. I don't. All right. If I think if we gonna say that, I don't think Dennis Rodman is the best comparison to her, to me, because I think Dennis Rodman was just hell bent on getting boards. Period. On both the
hmm
defense and the offensive end. And Isaiah Thomas. Quick story. Isaiah Thomas. Him and Isaiah Thomas was in Detroit. They was he was on the layup line,
hmm
and Isaiah was telling him, "Yo, come on, get on out there and lay the ball up. Go get a layup line." He was like, "No, hold on, Isaiah, I'm counting." And he said, what? He said, "Yeah, I'm counting the spins on everybody's shot."
Hmm.
hmm
And he said he would count the spins on everybody's shot to see where he needed to be when the
Hmm.
ball went off the backboard. Genius,
Hey.
total genius,
hmm Hey.
absolute genius. Dennis Rodman is one of the best basketball minds probably ever. Like I like it just in terms of like his in terms he would tell he say on defense he would count the footing like not the dribbles but the footing, like how footing was placed, and because everybody used to protect the ball back in the 80s, how footing was placed. And if
hmm
you lean to your dominant hand, he would know
hmm
to either take the charge or go for the steal.
Look.
How it depends on how you were leaning with the ball. Like how you know how they tell you how to protect the ball and protect against the
Yeah.
crossover move, like have your hand under the ball, like basic concepts when you guard an on ball. He would have that hand under the ball, but if usually if he's guarding Magic, he knows all right, go after the steal because Magic is out there to protect the ball and make the pass. Make sure you keep your hands up, play the pass lane because Magic's trying to pass. If you guarding Jordan, go for the charge because Jordan is trying to drive. You know what I'm
hmm
Yeah.
saying? So
hmm
like, so he used to like total genius. Shout out to Dennis Rodman.
hmm
Oh
hmm
man, absolute
Drew.
mastermind.
But I'm gonna say this: the thing with Rodman and Wallace, the difference is those guys was not good shooters at the free throw line, so they didn't try to get fouled. They try to get the rebound and give it to their teammates.
Right,
Angel Reese is getting fouled. She's going to the free throw line because she can shoot free throws, so that's why she's putting up
hmm
more shots because she can make free throws. She don't have a problem going to the free throw line. Those other guys didn't want to go to the free throw line, so they gave the ball to their other teammates that could score.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
again.
Ben Wallace. I thought Ben Wallace was amazing, bro. Oh man,
hmm
wow.
They were amazing, But again, I go back to the fact too. Again, this is only her. Last year was her first full year, and we're only barely, not even halfway into the season. So, I want to see her game grow. But like you said here, Drew, and I
Yeah.
definitely appreciate this. Definitely want to see her get better as well because she is good for the game. She and Caitlin Clark are good because they bring people in, and that's the thing. We want to us as fans, as content creators, we want to see this game grow because we're fans of basketball and we like the women's game just like the men's game. I like the women's game better because
Mhm.
I think they're more fundamentally sound.
Right. Of course.
But that's preference. That's my preference. So, but Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, they're good for the game because they are drawing. Caitlin Clark is bringing people in by the droves. Can't argue with that. And when she goes up against Angel Reese, people want to see it. People turn on TV, whatever. They want to see it because of this thing. So,
The
you
John
know,
Cena thing.
yeah. So, but again, we can sit here and we can go on,
I know, man.
kudos to her, and, for, at least getting the award at least one time in her career. So, but right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the next one and we're going to talk about the Valkyries. And,
Hmm.
if you touched on it a little bit, how impressive they've been. And as an expansion team, they are, Kayla Thornton, former Liberty. We love her. We miss her. We wish we had her right now. She was one of those glue people, get down there, and not saying the Liberty don't have players like that,
Hmm. Hmm.
but, she was just, blue collar, hardworking. So,
Yeah.
but overall, the Valkyries, they are definitely, I'm impressed by them, the way they're working. Kudos to their head coach. She's brought that Las Vegas Aces kind of work ethic over to them, and they are working very hard. But guys, go ahead, give me your thoughts on the Valkyries. I'm gonna start with you, Lee, because you started it up before.
I definitely got to give the Valkyries the salute for sure. They haven't been as bad as everybody thought they would
Mm-hmm.
be. We were talking about them episodes ago, early before the season started, and
Mm-hmm.
they cut. I think they cut one of their draft picks or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting up here like, what are they doing?
What are
They
you doing?
tanking? They look like they
Mm-hmm.
folding it in, but that
Mm-hmm.
has not been the case. Kayla Thornton has been one of the glue and one of the surprising factors on this team. And she is greatly missed on this side of the Mississippi. I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you that, man, for sure. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
definitely was part of our championship team. I definitely wish her well. I don't really know too many of the other players on the team, but they have competed in games and they have
Mm-hmm.
been out there to win basketball. They haven't been folded in at all. There's no juju conspiracy. There's no nothing. Like they've been out there competing, and
Mm-hmm.
I seen them take down the Sparks. I've seen them take down
Mm-hmm.
Seattle. I've seen them compete against Indiana.
Us.
They've done so far. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to them, man. I mean, definitely they definitely have a chance to make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, shout out to them.
One thing I want to
Yes, sir.
just say real quick, okay, because I'm looking at their stats right now. Kayla Thornton is leading them with 15 points, but you have Tiffany Hayes, who came over
Tiffany Hayes,
from,
right? Yeah.
she's at 13. Janae Saloon at 11.8. Veronica Burton at 10.5. Xander Lucini, who came over from the Lynx, she's at 10 points. So, they got five players who are in double figures and key contributors. So, it's definitely something that I'm impressed with, and I can definitely appreciate. But go ahead, Key, give us your
Yeah,
take.
man. Like I said, Shay, like I said, I remember our first episode, we was talking about that.
What's up,
Hey, I
Jay?
was totally wrong. I was totally wrong because me and Leaf was saying, like, yo, they packed it in for the season, don't know what they
Mm-hmm.
doing. I was like, yo, they trash. They ain't going to do nothing this season. It's like, yeah, they proved me wrong. So it looked like it's a collective effort. That's what the whole thing is. And hey, man, when you got a team with depth and all that type of stuff and everybody's contributing, hey, they're gonna be a tough out. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna lay down and die, and that's what's been happening, man. They've been very, very competitive in games. Like I said, they played us a couple of times. I think we blew them out the first time, but then the second time it was like close.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, they've been covering a lot of spreads. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They've been coming in at 9-point underdogs and this and that, and they covering all these spreads, and they either end up winning the game. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So it's just like, man, but like I said, shout out, like Leaf, and like you said, shout out to the coach, shout out for keeping that team together, and shout out to the players who went over there that got drafted from other teams and stuff like that. And they just they went in there with that lunch pail mentality. And like I said, Kayla Thornton, Tiffany Hayes is a bulldog. Everybody know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these other, so you kudos to them, man. Like I said, and hey, they ain't tanking for Juju, man. So hey, if they get water Juju, that'll be great, you know what I'm saying, to keep her in the home state and all that stuff. But hey, man, I've been impressed with them and stuff like that. So hey, shout out to those guys, man. Like I said, they was left for dead in the beginning of the season, but no longer, you know what I'm saying? They are a force to be reckoned with, like I said. And hey, like I said, when I looked at this on the games on the schedule, I watch them in the games now, you know what I'm saying, just to see it's like, I want to see how they doing this and what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? So it makes me more intrigued to see what, how they're gonna continue on for this whole season. But so far, so good. And like Lee said, sure, they could end up making a playoff.
Here's one thing I want to tell you, and I know it's early. It's still early, all right? But since 1998, the second year of the league, WNBA expansion teams, the best has been the Wings. In 1998, they were 17-13. That winning percentage is at 56.7%. The Valkyries, 9-7, they're 56.3. They're number 2. Now it's still early, but this is a trend that I'm looking at, and I'm going to be paying attention, as the whole season goes along. But that's something that you definitely want to respect.
Of course.
With the Valkyries, with what they're doing. So, and I'm definitely impressed. Juana Man's
I like that movie, man. I like that movie,
I
bro.
can't.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Man, I can't stand that damn movie, bro.
It's funny as heck, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
no, man. Remember the nigga Miguel Nunez.
right.
That damn.
Oh
He was
man.
dunking on
Yo.
Vivica Fox.
Like,
Stand-
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that
ain't
was
gonna
that was
lie.
true. That
the
was a
I don't
good
know
one. I like
the
that
locker
one.
room scene when he goes to the locker room, he's like, "Oh man, they getting undressed."
Have the
Exactly.
jersey on and everything, washed up
Exactly.
in
Oh
Exactly.
man.
So, but yeah, kudos to the Valkyries. They're definitely doing a good job. So
Hmm.
I definitely want to give them their respect. So, but now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next subject: current standings. Who's hot, who's not, and I'm also going to do the
Hmm.
power rankings too. I got the power rankings on the WNBA website up, so we'll go over that too quickly. But
Hmm.
as you see, let me clear this window. I know they have it Eastern and Western. So
Hmm.
overall, you have Minnesota at 14-2 in the West. They're number one. Phoenix is number two in the West, 12-5. The Storm are 10-7 at three. The Valkyries are at four, 9-7. The Aces are 8-8. The Sparks are 5-2, and the Wings are 5-13. And in the East, the Liberty are number one, 11-5. Atlanta is right behind them, 11-6. The
Hmm.
Fever 8-8. The Mystic 8-9. The Sky at 5-11, and then bringing up the rear is the Connecticut Sun. So that's the overall standings. Who's hot,
Hmm.
in my opinion? Of course, we gave the Valkyries their due respect, but of course, it's the Lynx. But right now, I'm going with two. I'm going with the Mercury, and I'm going with Atlanta. Two teams
Hmm.
that beat the Liberty. So they are definitely playing some good basketball right now. I like what I'm seeing with them. Phoenix, the way they get the ball moving around. You can't just lock in on Satu Sabli. I mean, they play some good basketball in Atlanta. Man, they killed my Liberty in the paint. Every
Hmm.
time I turned around, it just seemed like they were just
I,
going right
I
down the paint.
I couldn't watch that game. I really
And
couldn't. I was just
That was crazy, bro. It was
man,
crazy, man.
I tried to turn it on the other night.
Lou, what's up, Lou?
I tried to turn it on
Good,
the
bro.
other night, but I definitely got to agree with Coach. In the paint, they just murdered us, man. Like it was just like we didn't stand a chance at all.
Lou was
Listen,
pissed, bro.
shout out to baby Sabali, man, for trying. Bless her heart,
Mm-hmm.
man. Miss Burke.
Primary. Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't do anything with them girls, man. They just had their way in the paint. I think they had probably 15 something boards at the half or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I
Exactly.
mean like we have like we our the story of our season at least after the 9-0 start
Hmm.
yeah, has been the injuries, man. I mean, we got to get healthy again, and
Exactly.
I think we just got to get back together because Minnesota is not stopping. They
Mm.
not stopping. So like it's looking like a collision course, and if we want to get back to the finals, man, we got to get this thing together now and right now, like yesterday. So, but I definitely agree with Coach. Atlanta and Phoenix, they have been the surprises for sure. I thought Atlanta was gonna pack it in. Howard and those girls over there, they have been
Mm-hmm.
everything. They have been dogging. I thought Phoenix, they ball movement is very exquisite. It only took me 2 games to figure out who they were. They look like the Indiana Pacers of the league to me, the way they move the
Hmm.
ball around. So I mean,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
you definitely got to account for that.
Yeah.
In terms of who's not, I gotta go with the Aces, man.
Mm.
This is slowly the string is slowly starting to dissolve off of a team that was supposed to be a dynasty. This time last year. They was looking at their third straight championship, and then they start falling apart little by little by little. You look at the roster reconstruction. You got a lot of players that's not there no more.
Hmm.
No more Kelsey Plum. No more Alicia Clark. No more. players from them championship years and everything. No, that slowly started to dissolve, and now you're seeing basically Asia basically trying to hold everything together like as much as she can. Chelsea Gray is not the same. Jackie Young is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, it's they got to figure out they need some type of spark to get back to who they once were, or Asia is just gonna be melting like ice in the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they definitely got to get back in order, for sure, for sure. But I would say the Aces is probably the not hot team. They're very mid to me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What
So
about you?
Okay.
What about you, Leaf? What's your thought? Kate, I'm sorry. What's your
Yeah.
thought?
Hey, I agree with both of y'all, man, with the Mercury and the Dream. I'm here in Atlanta, so the Dream is like,
Mm-hmm.
be on buzz right now, you know what I'm saying? Because Alicia, what's Alicia Gray is like
Alicia Gray.
she's like a maestro out there, you know what I'm saying? She put that pressure on you. Like I said, she gonna keep coming at you, man,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Ryan Howard, what's that, Brianna Jones, and also, I mean, these
Mm-hmm.
girls are balling, man. And just like Lee said, man, watching them against the Liberties the other night, I'm like, man, they not going to stop. I'm like, I thought the Liberty had a chance to come back and make a comeback. Every time they made a comeback, I mean, hey, the Dream answered every single time. The Dream answered. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to happen tonight. And also the Mercury, man. Hey, man, say once Kalia Copper got back, man, and all that,
Mm-hmm.
man, they full go now. You know what I'm saying? And Satu Sabli done settling, and everybody know about what you call it, Alyssa Thomas, man. That defensive, she's a
Whew.
maestro, man. You know what I'm saying? So what's ain't trying to get back. Dewana Bonner trying to get back over there. You know what I'm saying? She used to be with the Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So she might be getting back. I don't know. If they got a spot for her, but you know how that go. But yeah, that's a scary team, man. The Mercury's are a scary team. Like I said, the Dream too. Like I said, because the Dream can score. That's one thing. If you can
Mm-hmm.
score, you're gonna cause a lot of problems, and that's what these teams can do. They can score. And as far as a team
Mm-hmm.
that's not right now, like Lee said, it is the Aces. I'm also go with the Fever too. You know what I'm saying? The Fever 8-8 right now. But
Mm-hmm.
Kate, I know Caitlin Clark was out for a minute. I think she's out again and stuff like that. So their thing is gonna be health too, you know what I'm saying? So the more they get her keep going her in the lineup, they're gonna win more games. But the more she's out, then it's gonna be another struggle too. But like Lee said, with the Aces, yeah, they're not the same team like they were a couple of seasons ago. So they down a little peg right now, and we'll see if somebody else can step the game up and stuff like that. As far as like what is her name? What's the girl I'm thinking about on there? Sophia.
Cunningham.
Sophia.
Sophia
No,
Cunningham
no, the other. Oh, what's the name?
on the Fever.
No, on the Aces. On the Aces. Number 12. I forgot her name. Number 12. Like the other big dog for the Aces.
Chelsea Gray.
Chelsea Gray.
No,
Oh
not
yeah.
not Chelsea Gray, not Chelsea Gray, not the point guard. The
Wait a minute.
what is her name?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm bringing up the roster right
The
now.
I'm gonna
Aces.
say her name on the Aces. You know what I'm saying? Because the big three before. I mean, when Kelsey Plum was there too, it was like Asia Wilson. It was like Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, and there was another. What's the other girl name?
Let's
Sophie.
figure it.
I forgot her name, and I don't know how I forget her name. Sophie Young. Is it Sophie Young?
Oh, Young. Yeah. What's
Yeah,
it called?
yeah,
Jackie Young.
Yeah,
Jackie Young. Jackie
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 Young.
Young.
Young is number 0. I think he's talking about Jewel
Yeah.
Lloyd.
No, not Jewel Lloyd. Young. You know what I'm saying? Young.
Yeah,
I say
okay,
Young had to
yeah.
step. She got to step her thing up. And Jewel Lloyd, like I said, I thought with Jewel Lloyd, it was gonna go to another level.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
I think
because
Jewel.
Jewel Lloyd is a boil.
She looks lost out there.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
She looks
and that's the thing.
lost.
They got some pieces. They got some pieces, so they got to figure that thing out quick, man. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Sophie, I keep saying Sophie Young. I don't know if that's the name or not, but it's like she got to get her game up too. And like I said, to help Asia, because I know Asia was out for a couple of games with the
Mm-hmm.
concussion and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it's only 16 games in the season. It's a 40-something game. So, like I said, they got time to get their bearings right and stuff like that. But that's something I keep an eye on with them and stuff like that. And also the
Mm-hmm.
wing, like I said, man, the wing, yeah, they got to get their stuff together. Like I said, I thought they made some improvements in the off season and stuff like that, but they still a young team and stuff like that. So hopefully, I want to see some these guys get better. I know Paige Becker's like her game is starting to come around now and stuff like that. She's getting a little bit more acclimated in the league, so that's a good thing for them and stuff like that. And also my boy's niece is on there too, Isaiah James. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she
Mm-hmm.
starts coming on. She's a rookie and stuff like that. So like I said, I look at them, but yeah, the team that's down is the Aces and also the Fever. That's for me.
I'm looking at ESPN now. The bottom line, it says Mystics working to deal Aaliyah
Aaliyah
Edwards.
Edwards, right?
Wow. Wow.
She
But
she just got drafted last year.
yeah, you really that's surprising. But here's the one that's not hot for me, and I'm surprised neither of you said it. It's our Liberty. I
I know. I
mean,
didn't want to say. I know they.
no, come on, we just lost we lost two to the Mercury, to Seattle, and to Atlanta, and we
Mhm,
only beat the Valkyries over the last 5 games.
mhm.
Nah, man. Now
The
look,
only reason I say because I know John Call is out, but if she gets at
Jonquel
full,
and Phoebus are
no,
two.
I'm just saying they're at full strength and they losing like that, and I'll say yeah, but I'll wait for them to come back. That's
But
all.
the injuries are part of it, bro. They're
I
a part of
understand it.
it. So, for me, the expectation is raised, man. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
expecting them to at least look. Come on, I'm not expecting you to go at 5 games, 1-4.
Right.
Come on,
Exactly.
give me 3 wins. Just give me 3 wins. So
Hmm.
the Liberty right now and the momentum is,
Coach, I don't know if we got it, man. I'll be honest with you. I
Don't
listen.
feel it.
I'm the coach.
uh-huh.
Listen, you've been coaching a long time, bro. Look, we need Jacquell back, man. Like
Yes,
this is a no brainer.
yes.
This is a no brainer. Like there's nothing like I don't like our identity you basically what you basically took when you took Jacquell out of lineup with the injury. You take our identity and you basically broke it in half. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have no presence.
Rim
There's no
protector.
energy. There's no rim protector. There's no paint presence. There's nobody. There's no easy buckets. There's no offensive half court set. There's nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have been struggling. This is getting bad, and this is getting bad fast. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to clean this up, coach, man. Like
I
we
will
really
say
need
this.
Jacquell,
I
man.
will say this. There's 3 players that I'm expecting when they come back to see the team turn around. It is Jonquel. That's one. When she's coming back, I just
Hmm.
hope it's not too much longer. But
Didn't they say 4 to 6 weeks?
I heard it was 4 to 6 weeks, and I was
Yeah.
just like, wow, that's going to be tough.
Wow.
Um,
God.
and then of course Phoebus. Now Phoebus, she's playing international, so she
Yeah.
can come back and she can help out. But towards the end of the season, don't forget
And
our girl is coming. Benija is coming back.
that's what I'm saying. She's valid.
Lane,
She's been
Laney,
out too. So
Laney Hamilton.
Yes,
She's supposed to come back towards the tail end.
yes.
She had an injury.
Knee failure.
hmm
Yep.
Coach, I'm worried like hell, man. I'll be honest with you. Minnesota is not. They don't have any intentions on slowing what they
No,
doing
no.
down, bro. I said it before the season. We're probably going to be on collision course with them. And we started off 9-0. We was the last undefeated team, but
Mm-hmm.
we've
hmm
had such a downward spiral since that undefeated streak. And Minnesota, they've had some skids. They had little forks in the road. Nafisa Collier, like she is not messing around.
That's
This young
fair.
lady is not messing around, and I think
Mm-hmm.
with the absence of Jacquel Jones, teams just smell blood in the water right now. Like
Yes.
they're just doing whatever they want.
That's fair,
hmm
and I can't argue with that, and that's true. John, this is showing the reason why John Quell is so important to the overall success of this team. That's why they made the trade to get her a couple years ago because of what she brings to the court. And what she does offensively and defensively. She could stretch the team. She could still get down in the post. She sometimes she drives me crazy with some of her passes, but then there's other times where what I'm just like, how the hell does she see that person? So she and then defensively, what she does in the paint, that's the biggest thing. Teams are attacking the Liberty in the paint right now, and
hmm
that's where if at least she's there, you force the other team not to attack the paint, and then it helps in the defensive rotation where players are not scrambling all over the place. So, yeah, I'm with you guys, and that's why I say to me this is why I say who's Liberty are not hot right now.
Yeah.
Can we get on the road? That's a different story. We have LA coming in on Thursday. Hopefully we can, start, at least get on the winning ways. You got Atlanta right on your tail. You can't let Atlanta overtake you. You got to stay in front of them. So we'll see how it goes from there. So
when is Phoebus coming back?
Is it another 2? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's. I'm not sure.
I want to say it's after the break. I want to say it could be after the break. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the international schedule is built like, because we did draft Ben Saraf over on Nestland, so I'm not sure when he's on his way, because the league is kind of still going on over there.
Oh,
so
they
he might be
pause, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think the league that the FIBA league that he's playing in, it's still somewhat going on, and they're gonna have it going on for the summer. So I don't know if he's gonna make training camp. I think the same thing applies to Phoebus in the league that she's in. So I think they run on the same time.
She's playing over. Okay, she's playing over. I thought
she's playing. Yeah, they're playing in the Euro Cup or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, the Euro Cup. Yeah. So I mean, we listen. I said earlier in the season, when Laney Hamilton went out with the injury, I said we was gonna have a point where we hit a fork in the road. This is that. I think we hit that fork, Coach. I don't know, man.
It's early though. It's early though.
Yeah, it is early, and I think what prolonged it, what kept them from happening sooner, was the 9-0 start. I think that everything that we had in terms of, like, all right, having the time off, and then the injuries came. Obviously, the injuries came early, which I'm glad they came early. But the thing is, teams like Atlanta, teams like the Mercury, I think these are teams that we have to figure. These teams are going to be coming back soon. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get our stuff together, like, quickly.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So right now we're going to go ahead on, and we're going to talk about the next last 2 points before we get out of here. It is the Commissioner's Cup. The Commissioner's Cup is tonight. You have the Lynx versus the Fever. So for those who don't know, that's just a tournament that's in season. Each conference, you play within your division. What is it? 6 games. I'm sorry, 6 games, and the winner of each conference plays for the championship. So because the Liberty lost to the Fever, that's why they're not in there. Last year it was them versus the Lynx, and now this year the Lynx are back in again, and the Fever are going to be playing. So, what's your thoughts on this, Cave?
Yeah, I think because Clark is not playing in this game, right? She's not playing. I think she's out. So look like the Lynx are they're gonna win this one. They should win this game tonight, man. Yeah, the scary thing about the Lynx that people really haven't talked about is Diamond Miller.
Ooh.
She has not played, and they are so good. It's like, and I'm just like, I thought she was gonna make them even better, but man, they doing all this without her, and she done lost out of the rotation. I'm like, wow, I couldn't even believe that though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm like, I expected her to really be one of the focal point and stuff like that, but man, the Feast of Collier has taken his team to another level. Kayla McBride and all them and stuff like that. But hey, I expect the Lynx to win the championship, man. I mean, they've been full steam ahead. They're gonna keep being full steam ahead with no Caitlin Clark. But if Clark plays, even if she does play, I still think they're going to win. The Lynx are going to win anyway. So I'll go with the Lynx.
I agree with you. So I forgot about the power rankings, so I'm gonna go over that once Leaf gives us his take on the game, and then we'll go back on the power rankings and then get on to the last subject. So. But Leaf, what's your point on the Commissioner's Cup?
I got Minnesota winning. I don't care what FIBA team show up to the court. Minnesota is gonna run. They're gonna run these girls off the floor. This team is like I said in the last segment. This Minnesota team is not screwing around. They thought they
Mm-hmm.
thought they had deserved that championship. I didn't think the series was supposed to go 5 games. I thought we was better than them in the championship. But Minnesota is back for blood. They are
Mm-hmm.
back with a
Hmm.
vengeance, man. They returned. Nafisa Collier has returned from the dead, and she's looking to take that crown as the best player in this league, hand like no questions asked. She's been dominant from start to finish, from the start of the season all the way to now, and I think that's going to continue. I don't give a damn what version of Caitlin Clark shows up tonight. I don't care what version of Aaliyah Boston shows up tonight. This team is dead on arrival. This is that
Mm-hmm.
simple, Brent. The Minnesota Lynx are not going to screw around, and I got them winning this game very, very comfortably.
Right.
Well, to add to that, I'm with you guys, so I'm not even going to go any further.
Clean sweep.
So, but in terms of the power ranking, this is off the ESPN website. I'm sorry, the WNBA site. This is for week 6. This was actually posted yesterday, so this is a fresh one. And number 1, we all know who it is. It's the Minnesota Lynx. Number 2, they have the Phoenix Mercury, never a doubt. Number 3, they have the Atlanta Dream. Number 4 is the Liberty. So that was a surprise for me because I would have thought because, Atlanta was a half a game behind New York and they both split this season. But I guess because Atlanta just won the last game, that's the reason why. Number 5 is the Golden Valkyries. Number 6 is the Seattle Storm. 7, the Aces. 8, the Fever. 9, the Mystics. 10, the Wings. 11, the Sky. 12, the Sparks. And 13 are the Connecticut Sun. So, again, it's the Sun, Sparks, Sky, Wings, Mystics, Fever, Aces, Storm, Valkyries, Liberty, Dream, Mercury, Lynx, up to 1. So, any surprises for you guys in reference to that?
I got one surprise, and that's the Valkyrie. For the Valkyrie to be top 5 at this point, man, when we expected them to fold it in the tent, it's nothing short of remarkable, bro. They right behind us, bro, and that's not good for us at all. So I mean, the Valkyries, but I will say this: the Valkyries, Miss Kayla Thornton, definitely salute to them for sure. If somehow, some way they could manage to finish 500 and get into the playoffs, we talking about one of the most successful first seasons in expansion team history. By far, like I don't care what sports you think of, man. Like football, basketball, baseball, whatever you could think of, this is by far like one of the biggest moments for expansion teams, and it's going to give more expansion teams in the future in the WNBA hope that they could get it done in the inaugural season. For inaugural season to be like this, man, Coach, this is nothing short of amazing.
Exactly.
Right.
Cave, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean the rankings, like I said, I could see them put the Dream above the Liberty because like I said, they won the last game and probably the Liberty's on the skid right now, so I could see that. So I ain't no surprise. So I'm
Fair.
not even really worried about it. But like Lee said, the team I'm surprised about is the Seattle Storm. I thought it was gonna be a better team than I thought it was gonna be above the Valkyries this season coming in. With NECA and what's the name?
Skylar Diggins,
Skylar Diggins and stuff like that, and
Gabby
yeah, man,
Williams, yeah,
Gabby
yeah.
Williams and stuff. So I mean, I thought they was gonna be a better team, but like I said, it's a long season. Who knows, man? But so far, like I said, the Valkyries are the biggest surprise. Like I said, man, being at number 5 and at this point in the season in the power rankings, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I thought they were probably gonna be like 2-14. You know what I'm saying? But they 8-8. They 9-7, right? They 9-7.
Yeah, the Valkyries are 9-7.
Yeah, so they above 500, man. So yeah, man, big surprise there, right there, man. But yeah, I agree with Leaf. I'm on with the Valkyries, but like I said, the Storm is my disappointment right there. I thought it was going to be higher than
That's
that.
fair. Great points by both of you guys. So definitely, again, that's the power ranking. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that as we continue on going forward. And the last thing we're going to talk about, recently just had Candace Parker have her jersey retirement. So, and you know what? It's well deserved.
Yes, it is.
For those of you who may not, let me clear this out of the way. Let's not even just talk about the WNBA. Let's talk about what she did in the high school.
Mm.
Coming into college, she won a
Mm-hmm.
dunk contest against boys.
Mm-hmm.
I
She won
I
a
mean,
dunk
watched that. I
contest.
watched it.
I watched that dunk contest. She won a dunk contest
McDonald's.
against. She won a dunk contest against J.R. Smith and Josh Smith from the Atlanta Hawks. J.R. Smith, who
Yeah, I
we all
know.
know, and
mm-hmm,
Josh Smith was played at the Atlanta Hawks. Yes, she did.
mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
I first heard about her in high school. She was one of the first high school
mm-hmm,
women's basketball players that I heard about, and from
Mm-hmm.
there I kind of kept following high school women's
mm-hmm,
basketball because they showed a lot of the clips on YouTube, and like a lot of these young ladies. Um, Candace Clark has probably had closest to like one of the top 10 perfect basketball lives of anybody, like men or women.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's right up there. Like I mean, she's up there with Kareem's, with
Mm-hmm.
the Bill Russells. Man, like come like how many have won on all levels? Has she's done. Asia Wilson is not too far behind her as well,
mm-hmm,
but Candace Parker has been basketball royalty ever
Mm-hmm.
since this world has first saw eyes on her. She has been very, very graceful, very, very dominant at all phases of her career, and
mm-hmm,
definitely well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely well represented. Hall of Fame inductee for sure. The highest of the highest of basketball royalties, Miss Candace Parker. Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, man. Candace Parker is one of the most celebrated and decorated high school basketball player, and not just high school basketball player of all time, man. You get to play for a legendary coach in Pat Summit, the late Pat Summit.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? And like Lee said, man, yo, like for these young people who don't know, and Coach knows, like I said, when you Parade Magazine and Street and Smith
mm-hmm,
and all them magazines, All America, like First Team and all stuff, you already know, it's like you are a legend right there, man. And like I said, these young generation, they never gonna know about Street and Smith magazine, Parade All America, and all that stuff because it's so that's in the past. But when you
mm-hmm,
when you get all those accolades and stuff like that, it's well deserved. And she's been known since what, her freshman or sophomore year in high school. I mean, she was
mm-hmm,
a phenom already, and I'm like this. I was like, I already knew she was gonna go to either UConn or Tennessee because that back then those are the two programs.
Yep.
So once you go there, you already stand for, you stand for a legendary status. And like I said, she's accomplished everything she wanted to in high school. She accomplished everything she wanted to in college and in the WNBA on all three levels. She's one of the most decorated and, like I said, most celebrated basketball player of all time for women's. Like she ran with Lisa Leslie and all them type of stuff, and everything she's achieved and getting right now is well deserved. Her number should have been retired, like I said, as a Sparks what it is. I know it's retired in Tennessee and in high school. So, hey, man, one of the all-time greats, man. Like I said, she's up there. She's like one of the top 10 women's basketball player of all time, man. Candace Parker. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you guys 100%. I mean, I used to watch her down in Tennessee, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, people talk about dog. I'm like, she's a
Mm-hmm.
straight beast. She is a beast when she goes out there, and the mindset and the fear that she puts in her opponents' hearts. And
Mm-hmm.
this is well deserved. 3 times she won with the Sparks, the Sky, and the Aces. So 3-time champion. What she did for Chicago, helping them win the championship and putting them on her shoulders to win that championship. Just simply amazing. So I think she should get her jersey retired in Chicago also. I know she
Mm-hmm.
was there for a short time, but I still think it's well deserved there. So, in all the accolades, she deserves it. So, I was very happy, that she got her jersey retired. So, and kudos to her. Congratulations. So, next thing is just the Hall of Fame. So, that's all I'm
That's it.
waiting for.
No, of
So,
course. It's there.
mm-hmm. So, but that's going to be it in terms of the WNBA. We covered a lot there today. So,
Mm-hmm.
I know Cave and I talked about, just touching a little bit on the NBA with some of the things that's going on. Leaf, I don't know if you want to stick around and you want to add to this, unless you got to go.
I definitely do, because I got a whole lot to say. I got a whole lot to, man.
But,
Oh
all
man.
right, all right, all right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start it right now with what's happening in Milwaukee with the Bucks waiving Dame Lillard. My personal opinion, that was a move to allow them to sign their free agent, because you're taking Dame's contract and you're spreading it out. So you don't have to pay it all at once. So they're stretching the $113 million left on his contract. So
to 5 years.
Exactly. So, they're not going to get hit hard, when, bringing in their free agent signing Miles Turner. There's a lot of other little moves, Bobby Portis, they did lose Brooke Lopez, but, Jericho Sims just resigned. They traded Connington.
Pat Connaughton.
So, but I also think a lot of this is to try and get Giannis to just not say, I want out of here, and I think he's going to give them the opportunity to, see what they're going to do. He might not be happy about the Dame move, but I do understand it, especially if he's trying to win a championship and you're in the East, so the door is wide open. Look, say what you want about all the teams. Milwaukee has the possibility to be one of the top four, and you saw what happened with Indiana. Nobody was talking about Indiana this past year, and they went all the way to the finals. And if it wasn't for Halliburton getting hurt, you know what? There's that possibility they could have. I'm not saying they did, but they could have won that championship. So get into the Final Four and then make a run from there to the NBA Finals. And that's what I think they're trying to do for Giannis right now. So, but go ahead, Cave, and then I know Leaf, you're going to add to
Got
that.
a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't really think that's gonna move the needle for me with Giannis, with Miles Turner, because like I said, he was absent in that playoff and all that stuff. He had an okay season and all stuff, but yeah, he could play. He gonna replace Brooke Lopez and all that type of stuff. But I'll have to see. What I'm saying, he got to be more aggressive and show me some stuff like that, man. So we'll see. Like I said, that's why it's gonna be an interesting season in Milwaukee. See how it shapes out, because if they really don't do anything, that ain't gonna make Giannis want to stay anyway. He probably gonna be like, I'm out of here and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they just did that to appease him, to see, because he's watching them and see what moves they make to see if he wants to get out or not. You know what I'm saying? But they doing that to see what they could do. But the only good thing with Dame Lillard, he gets a Bobby Bonilla type contract. You know what I'm saying? He gets it spread out for 5 years. He gets a parting gift after for 5 years, bro. I'm like, man. You know what I'm saying? He's the biggest winner in this whole thing. And I know it's sad that they waiving him, but he's the biggest winner, getting a 5-year deal, $22.5 million over 5 years to be a Bobby Bonilla. Hey, I'm good. But he's going to play probably next year or something like that. So, I mean, I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I don't think that's going to keep, what's the name? I want to see what's going to happen with Doc as the coaching them this year and see what happens and stuff like that. So, we'll see what happens this season. But I think they'll be, I don't think they're going to be one of the top teams like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Leaf, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Oh, my bad. I was muted. Coach, Dave, this is the magic number. 3. 1, 2, 3. That's how many Achilles injuries took place in the East this past year alone. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The Milwaukee Bucks have probably, undisputably, despicably lowered all of their chances at doing anything in this Eastern Conference. If you really believe, and listen, I want to give a lot of respect to what the Indiana Pacers have done. They were definitely one Achilles injury in a game 7 of all places. Away from winning it all, anything in that series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was the case at all. Indiana showed up, they showed out, and they was ready to play. And
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton was ready to play in the beginning of that game, and then he got Thanos snapped. He got hit with one of
Mm-hmm.
these. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. I mean, Miles Turner for 4 years, 107. I
That's
mean,
not even a big contract though. You see what I'm
no,
saying?
no,
Mm-mm.
no. It's not. I mean, but like he's played great defense, but he could definitely be inconsistent at times, man. I don't trust him as a rebounder. I don't trust him as a paint presence. He's really a finesse big, kind of like how
Mm-hmm.
Brooke Lopez was for them anyway. So I'm guessing
Mm-hmm.
they get somebody younger to play up that same archetype. However,
Mm-hmm.
you lose Dame on Achilles and then you get rid of him for good in the wave. Milwaukee, I tell you, I do not see them being a top four team in the East. If anything, I think this is going to come down to to y'all,
Mm-hmm.
probably Orlando and maybe
Cleveland.
in Cleveland. That's it. Those are the three teams to me. Because Orlando, they had all of those injuries, and we all saw what they was
Yeah,
about to do.
yeah, they a tough team. They a tough
Yeah,
team,
we
bro.
all saw what Orlando was about to do. So it's really a three-team race in the West. Excuse me, in the East. The Celtics have packed it in. They have packed it
Okay.
in, and I'm hearing that they're not done. And it's a possibility that Jalen Brown might not be on this roster to begin.
Damn.
Yeah,
Brad
that's it.
Stevens has looked the second apron dead in the face, and he said no. He was like buddy that buddy you remember on Friday when Red got knocked out and the father got
Mm-hmm.
out the car and he
He
said,
said
"You
you want
want
to
some
hear
of this
like
too, old
no.
man?" Huh? He said no. Get your ass in the car. I'm not dealing with these people.
Yeah,
Oh
So,
man.
well, the one
Yo,
thing about the
and I
Celtics, so the Leaf, I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off like that, but don't
mhm.
forget they have a new ownership group, so that also plays into a
yeah,
factor.
of course,
So
of
the new
course.
True.
ownership might, to what you're saying, I can agree to that. The new ownership group might say, no, we gotta,
And
We
pay
so
this
gotta
luxury
build this
tax. They
thing
pay
from the
that luxury
ground up
tax.
again. That's what it is.
$6 billion, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
There's
we
that.
They
we
want
just do
to.
we just do 6.1 billion. The Lakers just bought the other guy
10.
just threw 10 bill. So
Hmm.
these are the two spoon-fed teams of the
Iconic.
NBA.
Right,
The,
right.
the trust fund babies of the NBA are not competing. You got Boston
Mhm.
out. You got Milwaukee probably out. We ain't doing a damn thing this year, bro. Like it's a bunch of damn teams that have Indiana is done. They
Yeah, I
are
mean, they
finished. They are not
right.
making a run back to this again. I don't see them making the playoffs. So the
Okay.
reality is like to me, this comes down to three teams: y'all, Cleveland, Orlando. That's to me.
And
You're forgetting about
what about
Atlanta.
Atlanta? Atlanta might mess with that.
Atlanta could make some noise, but I just don't.
Mm.
I don't know if you can win anything with Trey Young. I just don't.
But we gonna have to see we gonna have to see what's going on with Cleveland because Cleveland have to do something because they had the second apron. So
Mhm.
I know Garland was available, so they're gonna have to do something before the season starts. They're gonna have to get rid of somebody, Allen or Garland.
Cleveland is at the second apron, but I don't think. I think they're
They're gonna
gonna
pay
make
that.
a
They're gonna
run
pay that
at it.
luxury. They're gonna pay that luxury tax. They're gonna pay it.
That's the thing,
I don't
though.
know if they're gonna pay the luxury tax. I got to see what the real cap hit is if they do
I
decide to
seen
do
that
that.
team. They had 218 million, and the cap is only 154 this season, so they way over that stuff. So I'm like, before the season starts, they're gonna have
Oh
to do
wow.
something. They're gonna have to do something because I went to Hoops Hype and look at their salary for the year. I think it's like 208. I think it's 208
Hold
they
up.
had.
If they had 218, where the hell y'all at?
No, they had 208. They had 208. I think we had like
No,
190 something or something.
no. With the new signings, I think we're at 204 because I think we're close to the
The
apron.
second apron, the second
Yeah,
apron. Yeah, but I know
yeah,
Cleveland is over it. I know Cleveland was
yeah.
over it though and stuff like that. So they're gonna have to
So
do something.
okay, so you got basically Orlando, who I'll say the rest of the
Lando's nice, yeah.
teams, Detroit,
Yeah, Detroit, we need there too.
um And y'all got over on Detroit. I'm gonna
And
get to that though at a different time.
Atlanta's underneath. They underneath the Wizards.
Atlanta at best is
Exactly.
probably at 6 or 5. I want to say they at 6 or 5. Everything else, to me in the East, I mean, it kind of just comes down to y'all, Orlando, Cleveland. I mean, like that's to me. I'm like I don't know. K, listen,
Surprises. Gonna
call
be some
me
more
crazy.
surprises, man.
If somebody's surprised, it's the Orlando is the only surprise I really see. But I don't really think they much as a surprise because they was on
They're
their
not a
way.
surprise. They're a good team.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not
a
a
good
surprise.
team, and before the freak accidents happened, they was damn near running the table.
Hmm.
So I don't know what, like, but to end the conversation, I don't know what Milwaukee is doing, Coach. I don't know, man. Like it
We'll
just
find
seemed
out. We'll find out.
it just seemed like it seemed like they might want Giannis out of there and try to get some future back and some picks. I don't know, but you can't deal Giannis for nothing. You got to get picks. You got to get
What you
future.
looking at? Oh, you're
That's
looking
the
at the
Knicks.
second apron. The Knicks
It's the
at
Knicks.
after these signings, so they
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah,
207.
207 total salaries, and then
Mm,
yeah, so
like
yeah,
the
they're
apron,
207. Yeah, so
first
they're right
apron,
there. They're
first
Oh,
right
so
apron,
they're,
there.
yeah, they're right.
195.
Y'all right there. Oh, okay. So y'all got to get
Yeah,
this done. Y'all got to get this done this year.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
All
See,
right.
this the apron thing that just messing everything up now. It's like everything's changing now,
The
man. It's
apron,
yeah,
Yeah.
it
apron is
is.
killing teams.
It is killing. It's killing teams that's willing to pay on Front Street. What it's not doing, the teams that's willing to build through the draft, like the OKCs and
Exactly.
like
Mm-hmm.
and the Houston's, it's not killing them. But the thing is that Houston could get greedy. A team like Houston could get greedy. A team like Dallas could get greedy. It's a lot of teams that we know that can get greedy and be like, all right, maybe we one piece away and let's just pay
Mm-hmm.
him and then worry about everything all after the fact. You can't do that. The thing is, you have to stay the course because you know when you win a championship, all you doing is creating more money problems anyway. These
Yeah.
championships are very, very expensive. Even when you don't have them, even when you winning, the only way I see a team running the table in this CBA, you almost kind of have to do it like the Warriors did it 10 years ago when they was paying Steph $11 million a year.
Hmm. Yeah, but see the thing about it, they trying to get rid of all these teams trying to get like three, like these big three and big four. You can't be having big four
Mm-hmm.
contracts on your team like $50
No,
million a piece. That's why they trying to
no,
get rid of that. Or
mm-mm.
three. That's why I say if you got three players making like about 40, you're good. Or two players making 50, you're great. And just fill a team out, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? And stopping all this big, teams getting together and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. And it's gonna happen. It's happening. You know what I'm saying? Teams
Right.
gonna start breaking up.
That's a fact. I mean, like the way a team have to do it. They would have to start winning championships with everybody getting paid low ball
On their
contracts.
rookie, right, right.
On it, like I'm talking about bottom of the
OKC,
barrel, almost
got
out
they
the
out the
league
way. OKC got they
contracts.
out the way. OKC said, "I'm glad they got
Yeah,
they out the
man,
way." They said they got it out the way.
that's a fact. But coach, I don't know what Milwaukee is doing. Giannis, I from what I've heard, he is absolutely irate about this Dame move, and I don't know where they go from here, man. I think San Antonio should pick up the phone and ask, yo, what's the price for Giannis?
Yeah, they got it. They got everything too.
Well, I was
Yeah.
watching Sportsman like this morning, and they made a hypothetical trade for Giannis,
Who,
and
the
they said
Spurs?
no.
Hmm.
They said to Houston. They
Okay.
said to Houston, Houston has young players, they have
Hmm.
draft picks, and they
Hmm.
don't have to gut their team to
Hmm.
get Giannis.
Hmm.
So, and I was just like Giannis and Kevin Durant, and I was just like, wow, that's a
Hmm.
scary thought.
So what did they propose? What trade they propose? Who was they going to send from Houston for? Did
They
they
just
say?
said some young
Oh,
players,
they just
and
okay.
yeah. So whether you send Jamar Smith or Sengun
Jabari Smith.
and
Right.
Thompson, you don't send them all.
Yeah,
You can get
yeah.
away
You
with
got some.
that. So
Hmm.
and I was just like, okay, good thought. So I mean, it was interesting. So And then of course if Milwaukee is just going straight reload, I mean, then why would you bring in Miles Turner? But that's a different argument. So
yeah.
But
Well, some of the contracts, like I saw some contracts like Duncan Robinson, 3 years, 48 mil. I was like, man, he got more money than I thought he was going to get.
But
He
that was
did.
a trade. That was
a sign and trade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sign and trade. What's the name? And Nikhil Alexander Walker got that 4 year, 62 with the Hawks. I was
With
like,
the
okay.
Hawks. I'm
That
not
was a
gonna lie,
sign and
the
trade. That was a
Hawks,
sign and trade.
look like they mean business. I ain't gonna lie to you with that roster
Luke.
that they putting together.
Yeah, man. I'll see. I'll be there. I'll see.
Listen, as far as the West goes, bro, I'm gonna say probably the hottest take I'm gonna have all year. I got Dallas winning the whole thing.
You got Dallas winning the whole thing. I like San Antonio. I mean, not winning the whole thing, but I mean, that Texas threes, man, that Texas swing is going to be so crazy this year, man. On 3 teams when you got to play on the road against those guys. That Texas swing.
That's a fact. That Texas swing is going to be demonic, man. And crazy enough, I'm moving to Texas, so I mean, I got to get.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving to close to Texas Tech University. That's what
I
that's
love
what I'm
it.
looking.
Okay. Well, then you're gonna get to see all of them, man.
Yeah. My girlfriend, she likes San Antonio, so I'm gonna try to get a San Antonio game in. Just to see what.
San Antonio, bro. That's gonna be nice, man. Hey, they're gonna be nice.
They should be. I mean, the NBA
they drafted nice.
The NBA damn near gave them pick after pick after pick. I mean, these last couple of years. So I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't be. OKC had 2 first rounders this year. They got 3 first rounders next year. So Sam Presti has put himself in a position where, like, if he wakes up tomorrow and decides he don't want to pay J-Dub or Chet, like, then they're gone.
Hey, Shane, you know what's ain't coming back, right? Nikola Topic.
Nikola Topic, yeah.
Nikola Topic. So I'll see how he plays this year. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I listen. I like it, but be honest with you, like I like with everything that they're doing and all the draft picks that they have in the future. I don't think they're really in need for him. He probably needs his own team right away, man. I'll send him somewhere where he could thrive and he could get the minutes. He's going to be playing a full year. He's for the first player to win a championship without even playing an NBA game. So I mean, that's crazy enough as it is, man. So send that young man somewhere where he could thrive, get the ball, run his own team, see what he could do.
And then what's going on with Malik Beasley, man? I don't know what that.
Oh yeah, he going down. He going down.
There's more
Cave.
stories coming out, man. There's more stories coming out. Like
hey, they got the U.S.
It was something.
They got the U.S. Yeah, they got the U.S. District Attorney involved, man. This goes way beyond what MPJ brother did, bro. Like they got anytime you got anytime
2023, right? 2023. They've been going back to 2023. I'm like,
they got federal agents involved in this. So like this ain't looking too good for him. He might be going down.
And you know the crazy thing, because him and Detroit was in negotiation for a 3-year, $42 million deal contract. I'm like, this
he
screwed
like, that all up,
on, bro.
Fumbled it right at the 1 yard line. Ernest Biner style.
Right at the 1 yard.
Right at the 1 yard line.
You ain't gambling to making that kind of money. So why the hell would you?
But this is the same. This is what I don't seem to understand. How do guys make millions of dollars just to win thousands? Why would you do that? You're making millions and to get like 30,000 on a bet, 20,000. That's nothing,
man.
Bro.
I'm barely making 1,000 a week, man. Like I need that money.
I know, but I'm just. I could see if it's the other way around. If you're making thousands and you're trying to make millions, I could see that. But if you're making millions, why would you try to throw away for thousands?
And it's a contract year. And it's a contract
year. And you balled out. And you was one of the highest shooting 3-point percentages on the year. And you fumbled just like this. You must didn't have no belief in the Pistons when you got there. That's what it was, buddy. But that's why you did what you did. That's why you did what you did.
Fair.
Yeah, you talking about that ball? That ball went out of his hands. I was like, yo, when I saw, I was like, what the hell? How could you let that ball go out of your hand? Nobody was around you.
Exactly.
I said, yo. Then you look at when they start putting things together. I was like, oh man, this is looking bad. This is looking bad. Like you throwing
Malik Beasley
games.
just opened the door to a new type of conspiracy, bro. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think this was possible in the NBA. Damn.
Here's one I want we can talk about. Your
Who?
boy, SGA, 4 years, 285 mil.
All his contract
Yo,
breakdown.
yeah, he as they
He
say,
playing it
he
nice.
got
He playing it nice.
paid. He got
But you know
paid
what
this
though?
year.
But you know what though? That dude, and he did all that in his record breaking year when he won all those awards. And when you win all those awards, you're gonna get more and more money. He made all of them first
That's
team,
a
and
fact.
all his MVP, everything. He I think he swept everything that he said that he had to get.
Scoring champ, All NBA team,
Mm-hmm.
regular season MVP, conference finals MVP, and finals
The
MVP.
only three other people: Jordan, Shaq, and who's the other one?
I think it was just Jordan Shaq. I want to
No,
say
it was four total. It was four total. Oh, Kareem.
Kareem probably.
Yeah,
Kareem. Yeah, right.
yeah. So
Wow, man.
you know, I mean, he got paid, man, and this was the right time. See, this is where you play in a your contract
You're right.
opportunity,
Exactly.
capitalize. You know, look, 43 mil still. I'm like,
Now he go to 70. He going to 70 mil
Okay,
now.
coach. But all right, but my question is, coach,
mhm.
you Sam Presti, J Dub, he made All NBA, All Defensive Team, and made All Star. Chet made All Rookie. When it's time for the negotiation tables, do you give them the max?
You look at what their accolades. First of all, what most fans don't realize, what does their contract say? See, you don't realize, you know, yeah, you know, people say, oh, they're eligible for this. Well, first and foremost, what is in their current
Incentives,
contract?
right?
So
Right.
you know, so based on what's in their current contract, yeah, their agent, a smart agent, is going to, well, look, they went above their contract, so this is the reason why they deserve XYZ amount of money. If I'm an agent, these are some of the things that I'm working on to, you know, get my client the most money possible. But you know, do I give them the max? What does the CBA say? I mean, is the cap going up? Can I afford it? What type of things that we can do? Because if I can do it, of course I'm going to do it. But you know, if not, if I got to pick and choose, who's the most valuable out of the two? And you're probably going to say Jay Will because what's it called also is always hurt too. So you
Chet.
Right. Check.
every little thing. We might say, oh man, you're nickel and diming. Yeah, you're right. When you're talking about millions of dollars, you're going to nickel and dime every little thing, and that's part of contract negotiation. So if I'm Presti, am I going to give them the money? I'm going to give them as most that I can under the CBA. And what do I think is fair? And I'm going to give them the respect. Hey, they contributed to this team winning an NBA championship.
I definitely grant you that. And the reason why I asked is because we still got the like sort of the in terms of money, we still got the elephant in the room of Caruso getting extended. You got Hartenstein who got extended. Casey Wallace is probably going to get extended. Lou Dort is probably going to get extended. They did extend the other Jalen Williams, the center off the bench.
Yeah, they gave him 3 years,
3 year 24.
That's the point. It's like what in what range, because everyone is a different in a different plateau.
Right.
We can sit here and say, yeah, but now if the first and foremost, if the money is coming in, you got your TV deal, so the players are going to get this money, and they get, I think they get what 52% of all the TV money coming in. So it's there for them per se in terms of, and then where are they slotted? Because if you go and you say, okay, who's number one? SGA's number one. Who's number two? Jay Will, the guard. Who's number three? Is it Chet? Or
it should be.
Okay, then so it's Chet. So who's number four? Is it Caruso? Is it Hartenstein?
Number four would probably I think number four is open for discussion, but I mean I feel like it's more unified. Like a lot of times because Hartenstein and Caruso were brought in, just looking at like the rest of their team, obviously it was just picks. Outside of SGA who was traded. You got J Dub who was a pick, Casey Wallace who was a pick, Lou Dort who was a pick. Lou Dort who made first team all defense. Casey Wallace who got defensive player votes. So defensive player
All
votes.
this goes into your contract negotiations, the discussions.
Right.
So
here's the thing. I'm looking at their salary right now. They only 178 this year, and then next year, the year after, it goes to 88 because they got a lot of team options. It's up to the team to decline. So they good, man. They good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they're in a perfect situation. And as far as on the court, no, I don't think they're running it back in terms of the championship. I don't. But it will be fun to see how well the youth of this team starts to evolve. Sam Presti is going to be a free agent after next year. He's going to be up for contract. So I mean, it's possible that Sam Presti, even though he might leave this team in great hands,
he ain't going nowhere. He's going to be right there.
He's gonna stay forever. He's gonna stay.
To let him go.
So you got Sam Presti seeing this whole thing through.
He's gotten it this far, and he's won the championship. Yeah,
he said. If he
but that's what I'm saying, Coach. I'm thinking of. I'm like, all right, he delivered a championship. Okay, cool. Is it like I delivered a championship? All right, now I could spread out and
go another challenge, right?
Maybe go get another challenge, or is it all right? These young dudes, man, this front office, everybody upstairs on ownership, they trust me. But is it time to go somewhere else and get another challenge done?
If you think you can win another championship right here, you're not going anywhere. And right now, they're the prohibitive favorites. It doesn't make sense for him to walk away and go somewhere else. When you built this roster, why go somewhere else? And you could probably win another championship. Now, look, you say you don't think they will. Okay, that's fair. But they're the prohibitive favorites right now. And if they win back-to-back, that's adding on to his legacy. No, I don't see him going anywhere. I don't.
And the grass ain't always green on the other side, and he might want to stay. He love it there.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick update. Minnesota's leading the Fever 27-25 in the second quarter.
Okay, no Caitlin Clark. Okay, we'll see in the third, fourth quarter what happened.
Yeah, we definitely see what this look like because I got them DOA dead on arrival, bro. Like this shouldn't be a contest. But the only reason why I brought that question up is because usually with teams like this, at some point, ownership, they get to a point where they're like, all right, man, we running, we paying these dudes. I think organizations like this, listen, no pun intended, but I think they comfortable with one championship. I think they would like to compete for another one, but if they don't get another one, a la Milwaukee, a la Denver, a la Toronto, I think they okay. I think they are all right with just winning one because nobody really had them to win anyway. Like they with these small market teams. Nobody is really putting them on the pedestal like that. I mean, granted, OKC had a legendary regular season, and they finished it off with a championship. That's great. In terms statistically, they one of the top 5, top 10 teams ever in the history of the league. So I mean, I look at it as like, all right, are these young boys going to be able to duplicate that in the league? That is okay with pushing the parity because of the CBA, because we know other teams is gonna fight back. We know other teams ain't just gonna stand there and just lay down, and just be like, all right, man, these young dudes is about to take over. Man, but they still kids. They didn't even know how to open up the celebration for the champagne. Did y'all see that locker room? But they didn't know how to do it. And I didn't blame them for that because they still young kids, realistically.
But they not popping champagne in the clubs though. Before this, that's what
I don't even know if they was. I don't even know if they was doing that there, bro. Like this is middle of. I'll be honest with you, Cave. This is middle America. As far as I know, them young men are model citizens. the city in the state of Oklahoma.
and
You know.
they ain't all in commercials. But going back to what he said with Sam Presti, if I'm the owner, I'm not even letting him go. It's like this guy's been handling my team.
Mm-hmm.
He got everything's going. Everything is running a well-oiled machine. Let's keep it going until like something happens where he's so old he can't do it anymore. But he's at a good age, and also it's like, hey man, let the good times roll, man. Because guess what? It's gonna be hard to get somebody else in there. They gonna you get somebody else in there, they might mess it up. You don't want to mess up what you got going. You know what I'm saying? So hey, just let it keep on rolling. I think that's what the ownership will look at.
And I'm happy to say, just off topic, that Sean Marks has had a very, very okay last 2 weeks. He's very listen. I'm gonna just say
Okay.
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 I'm gonna just say okay. I'm saying that for now. He's had a pretty okay last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I know
The
you got to
trade
wait and
last
see,
night. The
right?
trade last night, that was a solid trade. Anytime you could get an unprotected
MPJ.
first. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
MPJ. Anytime you could get an unprotected first and a 2 year expiring contract 2 years from now, you did okay. Now, in terms of the draft, a lot of people wasn't too pleased. I was. I liked the certain players in the draft. I thought
Hmm.
we did okay. That's all.
Hmm.
That's what I'm gonna say about that. Now,
Right.
everybody wanted Cam Johnson. Most Nets fans wanted Cam Johnson gone. They got his wish. The next is
Hmm.
probably Claxton. I say the only team that we need to be talking to is the Memphis Grizzlies because we need to go get big Zach Edey. I've been saying that. I'm letting that
You won't get
go.
He
him.
let it
You
go.
won't
He
get
not
him.
letting it go.
I'm not letting that go. I strongly believe that Zach Edey is going to be the best center in this league in the right hands sooner than later. I strongly believe that. And our head coach, man, he's very familiar with Zach Edey because of the Canadian team and their
Hmm.
connections over there, bro. And I strongly believe the second that Zach Edey touched down in Brooklyn as our department from a city that I've been in since 1988, he will be at home.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm on that. I'm staying on that forever, man.
Hey,
Listen, I think
listen. I knew y'all was gonna be on there on the Nets. I know Nets broadcast was gonna be on there. I seen you on. I was like leaping them going crazy.
and the craziest thing, I had a chance to go to the draft. I didn't
Hmm.
want to go for my own personal reasons. I was like, if I
Hmm.
go in there and if they fold this, I'm not.
He gonna go off. He just gonna go off. He
I'm
gonna
gonna
go on
just
his
stay. I'm
rant.
gonna just stay calm. I'm gonna just stay calm
Uh.
and stay in the house. I thought it was a decent draft. That we drafted basically the League of Nations. We got a little
Hmm.
bit of. We made certain a lot of different assorted fan bases happy. Man, we got the Jewish
Hmm.
fan base. We got the Russian fan base. We got the European
Got
fan base.
everybody
Like
happy.
we got everybody, man. So I look at this team in terms of diversity, the way that the 2005 Spurs were. You got somebody from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
mean, we it's gonna be nice to see how this goes, man. In terms of how MPJ fits and in terms of how Cam Thomas fits, we definitely gonna have to sign him for sure.
Hmm.
And we gotta make some things shake. So yeah,
What's your
I
thought?
thought it was
Okay.
okay.
What's your thoughts on Denver with the moves that they've made, getting Valanciunas, also
Yeah, I saw that too.
getting Brown back, Bruce Brown
Tim
back with
Hardaway
them,
Jr.
and Tim Hardaway
Bruce,
Jr.
some very very solid moves for them. I think they trying to make one more run with
Hmm.
Joker and Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
I
mm-hmm.
think this is going to be like their swan song run
Hmm.
because Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon probably won't be back when his contract is up. Jamal Murray will probably be gone because Mike Miller and the GM is already gone. So this is gonna be like the demolition, the last of the Mohegans in terms of what they're gonna bring. I think Joker might have one more MVP like run in him before he starts to hit the wheel
Hmm.
and starts to like trickle down as that type of player. I think Denver did okay. And I think they got one more run left in them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with Denver,
Hmm.
like I said, and they trying to get that depth. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, because they said after that playoff series, they said like, look at Indiana, OKC. You know what I'm saying? When you saw that stuff on Twitter, it's like, look at the teams that got depth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they try to do. That's what everybody try to get some depth now and stuff like that. Because hey, that's the name of the game now. You know what I'm saying? The more players you can play and keep these guys fresher and all stuff in production, hey, it goes a long ways, man. So I think Denver, like Lee said, they trying to make that one more swan song, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens.
Indiana's up at 5 at halftime, 32-27.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like I said,
I
watch
don't I
third and
don't
fourth quarter out. Right.
I don't expect this to keep. I don't expect this charade
Keep
to keep
happening,
going
right.
on.
I'm going to say that yes, I'm with you. I understand, but Indiana's playing some feisty basketball. They're
Yeah.
playing some feisty basketball, and Nafisa Collier seems to be missing shots she normally makes. So that's the other thing. If she's normally hits these shots, second half, I'm expecting her to hit them. So
You know what? I'm with Leaf. I'm not believing it because you know who the Lynx remind me of in the NBA? They remind me of the Orlando Magics. You could be beating them guys in the first half, and I kid you not, man. By the third,
mm-hmm,
fourth quarter, man, them dudes
mm-hmm,
go on some defensive run, and they end up winning the game by 10 or 15 points.
mm-hmm,
And like I said, at halftime it could be like a track meet. By the time the
mm-hmm,
game's over, it'd be like 108, 103. I'm like, how the hell did Orlando slow them down in the second half? And
mm-hmm,
that's what
mm-hmm.
Minnesota's going to do in the second half. Like I said, I think, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. But I think Minnesota's going to do it in the second half, man. They're going to put the brakes on. So we'll see.
Okay, and let's see what other deals do we want to talk about? Talked about Tim Hardaway, Schroeder to the Kings. 3 years,
Scooter,
45.
yeah.
Larry Nance Jr. to the Cavs.
He goes back to the Cavs. He was with the Cavs
Mm-hmm.
before. There's
Mm-hmm.
another trade that was Malik Monk right now in Sacramento. They're trying to do a sign and trade with Detroit. They was still talking
Mm-hmm.
something like that with Malik Monk.
Yeah, they were trying to do a sign and trade. Let me see, Gary Harris.
He just
2
signed with
years
somebody.
with the Bucks. And of course our Knicks with Yabusele
Scully,
and
Clarkson.
Clarkson.
A lot of 2-year contracts. I'm seeing a lot of 2-year $11 million contracts, a 2-year $12 million. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's surprising to me. But I guess that's the way you have to do these contracts now.
The
Because
aprons,
yeah,
man.
exactly. That
Yeah, man.
that penalty is killing teams because once you hit that penalty, that contract you're not paying face value at that contract. It is whatever the penalty is too. So
Right,
you know
exactly.
sometimes it's like, is it really worth it? So
Yeah, but this free agency has been a little bit crazy though. I thought like some players got some more money than I thought they were going to get, and then like I said, some players got less money. Like Miles Turner, like I said, the way Miles Turner was playing in that playoffs, it was a contract year. He wasn't even playing like he's trying to get a contract. I'm like, I mean, TJ McConnell's playing more like he looked like he was trying to get a contract.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
Miles Turner got paid, but like I said, I thought he was going to get paid more money than that because a 4-year 107, that's like 25 mil a season. That's what Jakob Poeltl just got, that a 4-year 104 or something like that from the Raptors, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, Turner is like, Turner, you didn't play like you wanted to get like a big mega contract.
Hey, just real quick, I'm hearing some on Twitter. Dame might be going to the Nuggets.
Lillard,
What?
okay, what? He got bought out. But they bought him out.
I think they trying to get Tim Hardaway and whatchamacallit take pay cuts and before they actually sign the deals because obviously this negotiation week, but
Mhm,
they trying to leave like a good 20 something left, 20 something million left
mhm.
after since they got rid of MPJ. So
So they let Dame rehab. They'll let him rehab.
they probably let him rehab and whatever, man, because I mean he definitely gonna be out for a while, but
Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
That's
Dame to
interesting.
the Nuggets don't sound too bad. I mean, offensively,
Interesting.
yeah. I
Yeah, they
mean,
have a
if I know him, he probably still want to go to Miami and get all of that money, that tax free bread.
Yeah. Hey, he's always plays on the West Coast side though. He likes being out that way.
Yeah, he's from Oakland, so
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. So,
Wow. Okay. I knew somebody was gonna say what Dame is like, even though he out like I said, but they're gonna be like, oh, we'll sign him when he get back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's a good move if Denver gets that, man.
well, yeah, Denver can also put him in there into their medical program and all that stuff. So,
Hmm.
because when you're free, then you have to pay for your whatchamacallit. So as a player, so if you can get on somebody's roster, then there you go.
Well, like I said, he got his Bobby Bonilla contract, so he can go wherever he want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I got 22 mil every next 5 years. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think their money is guaranteed, so that's just all
Yeah, it
bookkeeping.
is.
So he already
Mm-hmm.
has his money, so everything else is just bookkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
But
commissioner.
but yeah, I'll take it. I mean, shit, I'll get 20 million coming every 5 years, every for the next 5 years. I'm good with that, and sign another contract with somebody else, and still got that other money coming. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, all right. Well, I think this is about it. You guys, anything else you want to talk about?
Hey, we y'all got Kaminga going.
He's still on the Warriors, but
Mm-hmm.
somebody's trying to do a sign and trade, but I don't know. I think he's probably going to stay with them. I mean, because Brooklyn could do a sign and trade for Kaminga. You know what I'm saying? So that'll probably be like the
I
only
don't think
play
I
I
don't
think
think we
about.
got. I'll be honest with you, Cade. I don't think we got enough left. I think we might have 17 million left.
Oh, because of the MPJ
He's
trade and
looking
all
for
that.
30. I'm hearing that he's looking for 30
30?
plus. He's looking for 30 plus for some reason. I don't know
Wow.
what type of market he think this is, but I mean,
I heard
it,
Quentin Grimes was looking for 25 too. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
okay.
Quentin Grimes is looking for 25. I'm like, all right, man, come on. Yeah, I know y'all went off in these contract years, but come
Yeah,
on now.
right.
Mm-hmm.
What type of market y'all
uh,
think this is?
yeah, that Kaminga, I gotta watch that, man, because it's something with Golden State, man. I mean, I don't know they want to give him that money or not, so I don't know, man.
They was just trying to sign Al Horford yesterday.
Yeah, not for no, what I'm saying, for some 10 million or for 8 million, but not no 30 for Kaminga. It's like I guess they're gonna let Kaminga let the market play out. He's gonna get less than what he think he's gonna get.
Yeah, and
That's a
he's
fact.
restricted too, right?
Yeah, he's restricted, so it could be a sign and
So
trade
they
if he goes somewhere else.
or they can match it and keep him. So
Mm-hmm. Of course.
okay.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, well, I guess I mean the other part of. Oh yeah, just one more thing before I go. Triple
Mhm.
J, 5 years,
Oh,
240.
240.
Oh yeah.
Jaron Jackson.
If you Memphis, are you regretting that?
Well, no, they said no because he's young. He's young, and you know what I'm saying. He averaged like 20 something points and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying.
He
So
don't rebound, Cade.
yeah, listen. I know he's the defensive anchor. He can. Hey, I know.
Is he really? I swore it looked like Zach Edey was the anchor to me.
No,
Shit.
he at
All
one
right,
point I think
he block shots though.
he
He do
gets
block
block
shots.
shots. Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Edey is manning the paint. Like I'm trying to figure out this kid don't rebound.
But you also know when you're on it because of the salary cap things. You have to pay guys. You know what I'm saying? Because the NBA is a revenue share, so they got to make guys get their salary cap up there. So you got to sign some guys. So you got to sign your players. You know what I'm saying? Like him, Morant. They just signed Aldama.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Aldama got more money than I thought he was going to get. He got 51 mil over 3 years. I said, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Sani Adama, but yeah, I know. Like I said, you got to pay somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be him and Ja Morant gonna be paid. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the two that gets paid the most money because they traded Desmond Bain. That's another reason they got rid of Desmond Bain because they had to pay three of them guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that freed it up when they trade Desmond Bain. That freed up like, oh, we only got to pay Morant and Jaren Jackson. And don't get me wrong, like I said, is he worth $50 million? I mean, probably most likely not. You know what I'm saying? But they got to give him the money. Because you can't just sit on the money though. You gotta pay somebody.
But is the market growing? So if you don't pay him now, next year it might be even more.
But yeah, he's right. I mean, I don't think 49. Oh man, he's
But look at SGA is at 70, right?
yeah, but
So
yeah.
what I'm saying is if the top end is going up, the bottom end goes up too along with it. So you still gotta meet it somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and you got to, but like I said, with SGA, he's winning all them damn awards, you know. Whereas Jaren Jackson, I think what he was, he's a defensive player, first team defensive player, something like that. But he now, but he got to get all stars and all that stuff on his resume and things like that, and you know, all NBA, like on you know. So I mean, the more he meets that, the more money he gets. But like I said, for him, like I said, that's a lot of money though for him too. You know what I'm saying? But hey. That's Memphis. They got to deal with that. I mean, Memphis, like I said, they was my surprise team last year, but they didn't really do too much. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully this year we'll see what they do.
Exactly. All right.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's all I really have. I mean, I talked about the MPJ trade and the trades that we made. Draft day was okay. Ace Bailey is stuck in a rectangular state, man. Man,
Ace is happy right now. Ace happy.
Is he?
That's what he says. Ace said he's happy, so I'm going with Ace says.
I look at all. Let me say this. I look at all the Rutgers message boards, and there's some people in the know who all say the same thing. Ace is just happy to be in the NBA. Period. He's happy for the opportunity, and he's going to go to Utah. And he's going to work, and he's going to show that he is definitely the best player in this draft.
But listen, he's going. But we always going to look at what happens when that rookie contract comes. Is he going to sign an extension? That's the whole thing. Like how Mitchell was when he wanted to get. You see, he didn't sign an extension, so that's what's going to happen. We'll see on that part. You know what I'm saying? If he really wants to be there when that time comes. But man, it was a great stream and great show, bro.
Exactly. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Really appreciate you, TP. Drew, Lou, this is Jay,
G Money,
Pat, yeah, G Money, Ghost Dog, that was you, Gideon, yeah, so,
G Money, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, thanks everyone for being here. Really appreciate everyone. We'll be back next week talking the WNBA, more of the WNBA. So. And then anything else you guys want to talk about. So really appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button as always. Support all the networks and all the content creators. We really appreciate you. Thank you all. Hope you all have a good night. And I'm going to be diving into the second half of this game with Indiana up by 3 at halftime. So
yes, sir.
With that being said, everyone have a good one. Be safe. And we are out of here.
Full court, we roll, game on, take control. Full court, we roll, game on, take control. Randy in the mix, you know it's a fix. Coach Ed rips, strategies to blitz. Man cave vibes, never throwing a dime. Fast breaks and swerves, rhythms in time. City lights shining, crowd on the rise. East Coast beat, feel the verse surprise. Dribbling dreams, hustle hard, no regrets. Welcome to the court, it's your move, place bets. Neck diff Randy got the crowd so hyped. Coach that guy and every play's in sight. From the block to the 3, every shot's on point. Man cave energy, we ain't gonna disappoint.
All that I know freely, I feel defeat and you better use it. Until we get problematic, lights are wide across the